Good morning. Welcome to Prosperity Weekly. I'm Carrie Slavens, Director of Public Relations and Engagement for South Island Prosperity Partnership. Today I'm here with Kendall Gross. Kendall is President of Island Savings, which provides banking, investment, and insurance services throughout Vancouver Island. Island Savings is also a division of First West Credit Union. And Kendall, at the beginning of COVID, I understand that Island Savings and First West actually launched a $600,000 community response to help fund local charities. Can you update me on that? How did that go? What's the outcome?
Yeah, you know what, that's something that is really close to our heart. It's in our DNA at Island Savings to support our local communities. It went really well, and it's ongoing. In fact, to date of that 600,000, 100,000 of that has been dispersed out to charities and communities in need right here on the island. So we're really, really proud of that. And not only that, we've actually had a lot of our employees go out and volunteer their time and support these charities and communities locally. So it's something that is part of us, and we're pretty happy with the outcome so far. But it's not stopping. We're continuing. We are continuing on with that.
That's awesome. As terrible as this pandemic has been, it has certainly brought out the best in many people and brought us together. So we all appreciate all you're doing. You know, we're facing a situation now where it looks like the CERB is going to be winding down. And I'm wondering how this will impact local businesses. Do you think we're going to see more bankruptcies, particularly in the service areas?
You know what, we do think that there are still a lot of external economic conditions that are as a result of this pandemic that really mean that the continued fallout is probably far from over. So, you know, if that means bankruptcies or just more businesses that are going to be struggling a little bit, then yeah, I would agree with that. We do think that there are some tougher times ahead. We may even start to see some of that this fall. At least that's what, you know, we feel.
Yeah, and also at the same time, there's been unprecedented levels of stimulus flowing everywhere in the world, kind of a new global phenomenon of federal liquidity, and no one really knows the mid or long-term impacts on the economy. Does this worry you at all? Might this trigger inflation or deflation?
Well, I think that it's something to be considered and concerned about for sure. There's always that possibility. You know, we are confident though that there will be a recovery, whether it's a U shape or what. We're just not quite certain the timing of that yet, or you know, to what degree that will happen. But there is some optimism out there, and we do see that. We think there's just a little bit more to weather before we get there.
Right. Okay. And as you said, I mean, we are seeing some signs of recovery. Many fear we're headed for a tough fall. And I kind of asked you this already, but can you revisit it a little bit? What kind of fall and winter do you think we're heading into?
Well, you know, you've touched on it all along. The programs that were put out there to help the economy and help individuals and help businesses did exactly that. They did help to prop things up. But as we see that winding down, we do think it's going to start to expose a little bit of the weaknesses, I suppose, in those businesses and in those economies. And I think we are going to start to see perhaps more requests for payment deferrals, more struggles with sort of day-to-day, both on the retail or personal side, but also on the business side. So we think we're going to start to see some of that in the fall for sure, and through 2021.
You mentioned retail. Which sectors do you see as the most vulnerable? Have you been watching recover quicker than expected, or just quicker?
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting you should bring that up. Certainly on our commercial side, lots of our developers are doing, you know, have been doing quite well. We're seeing that piece pick up. It's really more of the small business, and in particular on the service side, that we are seeing that impact. Restaurants, as an example, are definitely not in the same strength position as other businesses, but we have seen some bright lights for sure.
Wow. And, you know, there's been lots of positive attention focused on how BC has managed the pandemic. And I know we're seeing an upswing again, but overall, people seem to have been very happy with the management of it. Do you think this is going to translate into the economy and give us an advantage going into what might end up being a second surge?
Well, I think that we've done very well in Canada and in BC. We are seeing a bit of a resurgence. I'm not sure that wasn't though totally unexpected, and I do think in some respects, as a result of that, we are in a good position as we get into the next quarter and into next year. So yeah, I would agree with you. I think that it does give us some advantage. And I even think of just Island Savings ourselves, all that we've done to adjust our business to stay safe, to keep our employees safe, to keep our members safe. And you're seeing that right across the board in all businesses and all industries. So absolutely, that can only help.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you and getting your, as I said before to somebody, you kind of have a bit more of a front row seat to certain aspects of what's been happening. And it's always good to get different perspectives. So I appreciate you being here. Happy end to the summer. And I hope you'll come back again.
Thanks, Carrie, for having me. You bet, anytime.
Thanks, Kendall. Take care.
Take care.